Good afternoon, members of the Tribunal. My name is Roy Janho. I am the counsel representing the respondent Sunny Construction Group Holdings. The findings I invite the Arbitration Tribunal to make today is that Sunny Construction Group neither expressly nor impliedly consents to becoming party to an arbitration agreement and therefore should not be bound by this arbitration proceeding. Now, the opposing counsel stated that the exchange of correspondences that had occurred before signing the contract constitutes a contract of guarantee, and that such guarantee is evidenced by the endorsement signature by Sunny on the contract. In order to arrive to the conclusion that Sunny should not be bound to arbitrate, I will make two submissions. The first is that the group of companies doctrine should have no place in Scots law, and the second is that Sunny's endorsement signature cannot have the same effect as a signature of a named party to the contract. First, we agree with the opposing counsel that if we were to take Sunny's endorsement signature out of context and look at it in vacuum, it would certainly appear that Sunny was acceding to arbitration. However, if we look at the endorsement in its context and look at the circumstances preceding the signing of the contract, Sunny Construction clearly expressed its intent to not be bound or become party to the contract and acquired the claimant's agreement to name Happy as sole party to the contract. This, members of the tribunal, is clear and explicit intention to not be bound by an arbitration agreement. This will be evidenced by the witnesses I will request to call upon later in the proceeding. The Dow Chemical case, which the opposing counsel refers to in his group of companies doctrine, may apply in its national French courts, but does not apply in our neighboring English courts. I submit that the English case of Peterson Farms Inc. versus C&M Farmings Limited applies. It supports that the group of companies doctrine has no place in English law. On a challenge of jurisdiction, the tribunal had decided it did have a jurisdiction by application of the group of companies doctrine, but the judgment held by the High Court was the following. English law treats the issue as one subject to the chosen proper law of the agreement, and that excludes the doctrine which forms no part of the English law. Second, we do not contend that Sunny signing the contract did not give rise to any obligations. In fact, Sunny's endorsement did impute an obligation onto Gloomy. However, that obligation should be no more than what is reasonably expected by industry practice of a mother company providing financial support to its startup subsidiary. Situations where such financial support would typically be required are, for example, when an advance payment provided by a client is not sufficient to cover a contractor's mobilization costs, or when the payment cycles provided for in the contract are not advantageous to the contractor, requiring it to self-finance its construction expenses for a period of time, or when the contractor suffers from late payments by the client. These are situations in which Sunny Construction agreed to support Happy. It would be unreasonable and unfair, members of the tribunal, to confine or lift all confines of the support and turn it into an open-ended support, one which should only result from a consensual agreement to become a party to the contract. Thank you.